Hey, I'm Ashley Conrad, welcome to The Gist. So, I have never seen the Matrix movies before. Judge me if you will, I said what I said, I like what I like, I really don't care. However, I'm definitely going to watch now because the director of The Matrix has confirmed the film is actually a trans story at heart, which with heart is hard over there. In an interview with Netflix, filmmaker Lana Wachowski, who is trans and worked on the film with her trans sister, said she was glad people are talking about the films with a trans narrative because that was the original intention. How lovely is that? Lily and Lana said they gravitated towards science fiction and creating their own worlds, pointing out that they were able to create things that people didn't usually see on screen. There is actually set to be a fourth installment of the Matrix franchise. Now, Korea has its first ever lesbian-themed music video. Tenny's 159cm music video received a wide variety of reactions from local citizens. So the music video tells the story of two girls who are in love and whose relationship is opposed by their parents. It shows the hardships the girls experience as they are beaten and even threatened by their parents after being caught kissing. Keep your eye out for the mother kissing the priest. There's your example of a hypocrite. Now, this has never been done before, this kind of music video in K-pop history. There's a lot of girl on girl kissing in this video. Now, how has lockdown been for you, this quarantine period? So, University College London and Sussex Uni recently surveyed 310 people. I'm going to tell you some of those results. So, 69% of respondents suffered depressive symptoms, rising to about 90% of those who had experienced homophobia or transphobia. The study also found many had to go back into the closet and live with people who either didn't know their sexual orientation or their gender identity, or who were not supportive of it. The mental health implications were of course stark. The LGBT Foundation, whose helpline received 25% more calls about suicidal thoughts during lockdown, said demand for support had continued to rise despite pandemic restrictions easing. Charity said mental health crisis calls had increased by 123% in the past month. Calls about abuse had risen by 86%, those about domestic violence by 65%, and substance misuse by 50%. Now, of course, if you are struggling or needing some support, the LGBT Foundation is available on 0345 330 30 30, or you can email them directly to helpline@lgbt.foundation. So over in Poland, 3 people have been caught hanging LGBT rainbow flags on statues in Warsaw and have been arrested and charged. With what? Well, the charges were desecrating monuments and offending religious feelings. So they dressed the statues of Jesus in pink face masks and rainbow flags in protest against the country's anti-LGBT policies. So in Poland, the crime of offending religious feelings is punishable by a fine or in prison. You can be imprisoned for offending religious freedom for up to 2 years. 2 years of your life wasted. Separately, Poland also announced last month that it was withdrawing from a European treaty aimed at preventing violence against women. What a hateful president the country has. So, a children's hospital in America has become the first to apologise for performing cosmetic surgery on intersex babies. So the term intersex refers to people who were born with body parts associated with both male and female bodies, or those with ambiguous genitalia. So the doctors who apologised were performing surgeries on the babies to make their genitalia look less ambiguous, even when not medically necessary. So you see why this is bad, yeah? So they had previously defended the practice by saying that the children will fit in better growing up. The problem is that the doctors did not know the gender identity of the child, of the baby they were operating on, and the surgery can often have negative side effects, which include incontinence, sterilisation, and nerve damage. The World Health Organization, the United Nations, and Amnesty International have condemned the practice. In a statement, Laurie's Children's Hospital has recognised its painful history and how they have failed children. And finally, I need some drink for this one. This is like some sort of tea. What's going on with Ellen DeGeneres? It looks like the world's favourite lesbian appears to be falling from grace. Now, I do want to remind you of Ellen's past before the world actually cancelled her. So from 1994 to 1998, Ellen was a star of the sitcom Ellen. The series is notable for being one of the first in the US with the main character to come out as gay, which DeGeneres' character did in 1997, soon after Ellen herself came out as gay in real life. And this would, as you may remember, or maybe not even know, this actually went on to damage her career at the time. And Ellen became a spokesperson for the Human Rights Campaign's Coming Out project and an active member of the People Who Are Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, Transgender and Queer organisation. Now, I have personally seen Ellen campaign about a number of LGBT issues, including the homophobic murder of Matthew Shepard in the 90s. I watched that video recently on YouTube of Ellen speaking, and it nearly brings you to tears. So I'm genuinely sad to hear about the reports of the toxic work culture, discrimination, racism and sexual harassment on the 17-year-old feel good, be kind, happy talk show. I do hope it is resolved. However, if Ellen has to be replaced and cancelled, how about a nice young black man named Ashley? That's the gist this week. I'm Ashley Conrad.